My name is Tony Bishop. I'm the CEO of Connexus Search Group. Today I want to discuss with you how to effectively work with recruiters. I know right now it's 2018, the market's red hot, there's not enough candidates to go around, you're trying to hire people, you're struggling, can't find the people you want to bring into your company, your future employees. So what is the best way to go about it? If you're using a recruiting firm, then one thing you need to consider is you need to understand how recruiters work and how they think. All of us pretty much have been trained the same way. So here's the question. Do you use one firm or do you use multiple firms? All right, and I know that there's people out there, there's a divided camp here. I'm a recruiter, obviously, I'm going to be biased to using one recruiting firm versus using multiple recruiting firms. But let me tell you some of the reasons why it's best to use one recruiting firm to get what you're looking for, and that is the best possible future employee. All right, so number one, all recruiters grade their searches based on the likelihood of them making money. So if a recruiter realizes that there's 3 other recruiters or 2 other recruiters working on a search, right then in their mind, when they're asking you those questions, and you all know what I'm talking about, the recruiters they're going to ask how many other firms are involved. The minute you answer 2 or more, multiple recruiting firms, their hopes are distinguished somewhat of having a great client, and then their thought process changes right away. So you actually fall in priority to a lower level. So a tier A client, meaning a client that you'll do a incredible job, you'll work hard, you'll work late at night to make sure you find the candidates. That's a tier A client, and that is because there's a partnership between the recruiting firm and the hiring manager. Now when you start involving multiple recruiting firms, then what happens? You become a tier B, tier C client, meaning that they're going to try to fill it, don't get me wrong, because that's how they make commission. But the old thought process of, hey, let's just have them compete and bash their heads against each other and come up with the best candidate, actually doesn't work in recruiting. Especially if you are in a niche and that you hire only, most of the clients we work with, they may hire from 10 companies and that's it. Maybe 15 at the most. There's 15 companies that these people would work for that would work, and so it's a limited pool. And so what happens is with multiple recruiters, really what's happening is all the recruiters are calling the same candidates, and so it really is a non-fruitful approach of trying to get more candidates. So some people think more recruiters equal more candidates or better candidates. Just not true. Now that could be true if you're working with a recruiting firm who's not effective and is not doing a good job. I grant you that. But if you are working with a firm that you trust, then my advice to you is to stick with that firm, monitor their progress, see how well they're doing. If they are not doing a good job, then hey, go get one other firm. Let that firm go, give that next firm an exclusive, and stick with them. Now, here's the other thing. There's a couple other benefits of just using one recruiting firm. If you're using 2 or 3 recruiting firms, then you've got 2 or 3 recruiters who are calling you once or twice a week, sending you resumes, and a lot of times the quality goes down when you're using multiple recruiters, because what the recruiters are thinking is that they have to cover their bases and submit a candidate that they may normally not submit, mainly because they don't know about the other recruiters. The other recruiters may submit a lower tier candidate, and so then it becomes more of a race to see who can submit the most candidates, and so you're overwhelmed with the volume of resumes, many of them not good fits. And then at the same time, you've got these 2 or 3 recruiters who are calling you once or twice a week, wanting to debrief, wanting to know how well their candidates did if they did a phone interview or review their resumes. So then you've got a hiring manager who has a regular job to do, probably working 60 hours a week. Now you put on top of that 3 recruiters calling them, sending them resumes, and then at the same time too, then you have the fight over who sent the candidate in first. Oh, this firm sent the resume 15 seconds before this firm, and then you have that whole thing of you've got to get that right. You got to make sure you give credit to the recruiter who found the candidate, who submitted the resume. It's a mess. This is the bottom line is, go with a recruiter you trust and stick with them and be loyal to them and work with them. As long as they're doing their part, that's a better strategy. It's not, the best strategy is to find a recruiter you trust and to use them. I have talked to numerous clients over the years, and a lot of business we have actually turned down when we call. Matter of fact, it happened just last week. I was talking to a client who was using multiple recruiters, and we basically told them, hey, listen, if they're doing a good job, stick with them. Adding more recruiters is just going to give you the same candidates over and over again. It's not a good strategy. So anyway, I know a lot of you really don't know how recruiters think and how they grade their clients. You want to grade an A. You want to grade on the top of their list so that they prioritize your search and they work day and night to make sure they fill that search. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I just wanted to share this with you because I know there's some confusion in the market. I know some of you believe that having more recruiters is better, and hey, that's this is probably not going to change your mind. But if there's some of you who are new and new managers and want to learn the right way, or people who are willing to try something different, pick one recruiter, give them an exclusive, stick with them, and if they deliver, great. If not, then you pick another recruiter and give them an exclusive. So anyway, I hope that helps. I'm Tony Bishop with Connexus Search Group. Hope this information helps you find the candidates you're looking for in 2018.